Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Wednesday, November the 13th. We got a big Wednesday slate tonight, guys. We got 11 games on the slate. Now, I am recording this video the night before. I try and typically post these videos the night before if there are enough props available. And right now, Prizepicks has props up for, I believe, 5 of the 11 games or 4 of the 11 games. So we got a decent amount up right now. And I got 3 early plays I do like for Wednesday's slate. We're going to break down these plays like we always do, and we're going to share why I like them. Now, before we do get started, guys, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, be sure to sign up, use promo code NOAH, and when you sign up with my promo code, and when you place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So if you don't want to really put in a bunch of money, like you only want to deposit $10 or $20, deposit $10, $20, use that code NOAH, and then when you play your first lineup, it doesn't matter if you win or lose your first lineup, Prizepicks is going to give you $50 in promo funds that you can then use to play additional lineups, and any money you win off those will be credit, which you can choose to withdraw if you want to do so. So make sure to go check out Prizepicks, guys, and again, use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up. And also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper. If you guys do want to check out Sleeper, you can do so, linked down below in the description, or make sure to use that promo code NOAH over on Sleeper. And for a limited time, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $1,500. Sleeper running a cool promo right now. If you're someone that does have a bigger bankroll, and if you are able to make larger deposits, Sleeper is going to give you a $1,500 deposit match. So basically, you put in $1,500, Sleeper will match that and give you an additional $1,500 to play with. That's obviously not normal for them. They typically only match deposits up to $100, but for a limited time, they're going to match your first deposit up to $1,500. So if you guys do want to go check out Sleeper, now's a good time to do so. Again, make sure to sign up, use that promo code NOAH when you do, and again, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $1,500. And if you don't know what Sleeper is, they're just a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks, where you're picking more or less on player projections. You build out your entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper. You can mix and match sports, and you can win up to 100x your money. So go check them out, guys. Make sure to use that code NOAH when you sign up. But I do want to, before we talk through our plays for Wednesday, I do want to recap the plays that we gave out in Tuesday's video. So we gave out 3 plays Tuesday. We went 2 and 3. We hit 2 out of our 3 plays. Unfortunately, we missed on Goga Batadze over PRA, which I believe his line was 21.5. Really like that spot a lot for Goga facing Charlotte. The game wound up being a blowout. Don't know if it really would have mattered because Goga, I think he only had like 12 or 13 PRA after 3 quarters. Unless he would have just went completely off in the 4th quarter, it was pretty unlikely he was going to go over. But he didn't play the 4th quarter anyway because of the blowout. But we did hit on Karl-Anthony Towns over PRA, 35.5. We did hit on DeAnthony Melton over 17.5 PRA. So two of the 3 plays cashed for Tuesday. Would have liked to have gotten a full sweep, but still good to hit 2 out of 3 plays. Let's see if we can get a full sweep though here and hit all 3 of these plays for Wednesday's slate. So the first prop I like for Wednesday is going to be a guy that we just lost a prop on Tuesday. We're going to go back to him. I like this spot a lot for Goga once again. I like Goga for more than 16.5 points plus rebounds. His PRA line is also, it's 19.5. I don't mind that either, but I think I actually prefer points plus rebounds instead of PRA, because with points plus rebounds, you're hoping Goga doesn't get like 3 assists or more. And over his last 4 games or 5 games as a starter, he's had 4, 2, 3, 3, and 2 assists. He has shown a little bit of assist upside. So like if he gets 3 assists or more, PRA is going to look better. But I'm not confident he gets 3 assists or more, so that's why I like PR. Also, DraftKings Sportsbook has his PR line set at 17.5, and we're getting it at 16.5 on Prizepicks. If Prizepicks bumps up his PR line but doesn't bump up his PRA, then you can take his over 19.5 PRA. But yeah, I mean, you can basically watch my video from yesterday. Everything I said yesterday kind of applies to today. Goga's just been playing really good minutes as a starter. He should continue to start while Wendell Carter Jr. is out. Wendell Carter Jr., we haven't gotten any report on him. Now, he didn't play Tuesday, so obviously this is the second night of a back-to-back for the Magic. I haven't really seen any reports that Wendell Carter Jr. is that he's nearing a return. So I'm expecting Goga to be in the starting lineup once again. And in his 5 games that he has started, Goga has played 27, 30, 27, 22, and 20 minutes. Now, his minutes have been down the last 2 games, but that's just strictly been due to blowout. They beat Washington in their last game. In their 2 games ago, they beat Washington 121-94. Go God didn't get any minutes in the fourth quarter. And then today, Tuesday night against Charlotte, they beat Charlotte 114-89. Go God only played 20 minutes, didn't get any minutes in the fourth quarter. So he's had back-to-back games now where he's lost minutes because of blowout. Obviously, blowout's always something that can happen in the NBA, but this is a spot where I think we can project a competitive game. Right now, this game has a 1.5-point spread, so this is a game that projects to stay close. It's a really good matchup, too, against the Pacers. The Pacers have historically been a team that's given up good games to centers. They're a team that will give up rebounds, points to the center position, and so far this season, the Pacers are actually inside the top 6 in points in the paint allowed, or actually top 5. They're top 5 in points in the paint allowed. And Goga is a big that mostly is going to do his scoring in the paint and around the rim, and that's where the Pacers give up a lot of production. And if you look at last season, the Pacers actually were tied with the Wizards for most points in the paint allowed. So really like this matchup for Goga facing the Pacers. It's also a revenge game for him. He did used to play for the Pacers. And we just saw these teams play not too long ago. They actually played like a week ago on November 6th. And in that game, Goga had 10 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 30 minutes. So he had a double-double in 30 minutes against Indy. I think he's got a chance for a double-double once again here. So give me Goga Bitadze for more than 16.5 points plus rebounds. Just been really productive as a starter. Historically, he's been a productive player when he gets minutes. His minutes have got cut down the last 2 games, but that's not really been because of poor play. That's just been because of a blowout. Hopefully no blowout here. And if we get full minutes for Goga, I like his chances of going over this PR line. So now we're going to take a look at the next play I like, which is going to be a points plus rebounds, another points plus rebounds line. And we're going to look at Lou Dort, and I like Lou Dort for under or less than 18.5 points plus rebounds. Now, Lou Dort has had some good games lately. He's had back-to-back good games against Golden State and against the Clippers. Against Golden State, he had 16 points and 6 rebounds, and then last game against the Clippers, he had 19 points and 2 rebounds. I believe we're starting to see Lou Dort take on a bigger role in the absence of Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren got injured in the game against Golden State, and then he didn't. Obviously, he didn't play last game against the Clippers. So it makes sense to see Lou Dort posting bigger games lately, and it makes sense that his line is higher for today. But honestly, these lines feel a little bit too high on Lou Dort. Lou Dort has historically been a low usage player, a guy that typically is not someone that's going to go out there and take a bunch of shots. So far this season, he's only had more than 10 shot attempts in 3 games. So he's had, I believe, like 7 or 8. Yes, he's of their 11 games this season, he's only had 3 games with more than 10 shot attempts. Now, 2 of those games were his last 2 without Chet Holmgren. But even if you look at their last 2 games without Chet, Lou Dort's usage rate is still only 18%, which is not really that high. For the season, Lou Dort has just a 14.6% usage rate. The usage in this OKC offense is largely dominated by SGA and Jalen Williams, and obviously when Chet's healthy, he's a guy that's going to soak up a lot of usage as well. I think there's definitely an opportunity that Lou Dort gets more usage with Chet off the floor, but again, this has historically been a guy that doesn't really look to create his own shot. He's mainly going to rely on kind of 3-point shooting. If you look at last game against the Clippers, he took 14 shot attempts. 8 of those were 3. He shot really well, though. He shot 50% from 3, 50% from the field. And then the game against Golden State, he had 11 shot attempts, and 8 of those were 3. So we're kind of just hoping that Lou Dort doesn't shoot like 50% from 3, because if he doesn't do that, there's a very good chance he won't be able to put up enough points to go over this line. Because, again, he's not a guy that's really going to drive to the basket a lot. He's just mainly going to rely on 3-point shooting. And the Pelicans this season have done a good job at limiting 3-point attempts. So far, you can actually look and see, how many 3-point attempts, teams allow. And this season, the Pelicans, they're actually allowing the 11th fewest 3-point attempts per game this season. And then in terms of 3-pointers made per game, they are giving up a good amount of 3-pointers made, I do believe. But they're not giving up a bunch of attempts. So I think teams have just kind of shot well against the Pelicans this year. Overall, I think this is the Pelicans are bad defensively, so this is not a bad matchup by any means for Lou Dort. I'm just thinking, Lou Dort's lines look a little bit inflated here. Typically not a guy that's really going to demand a bunch of usage, take a bunch of shots. I like taking his under on points plus rebounds instead of points, just because Dort has also historically never been a guy that rebounds much. If you look throughout his career, he has only averaged about 3 to 4 rebounds per game. His rookie season, he averaged 2.3 rebounds per game. Now, he obviously wasn't playing a bunch of minutes then, but then 3.6, 4.2, 4.6, 3.6, and then this season 3.5. So, he's typically not a guy that rebounds the ball a ton. Now, the Thunder have been running some smaller lineups with Chet Holmgren out, so maybe Lou Dort's rebound chances will start to see a spike with Chet off the floor. But even last game without Chet, Lou Dort still only had 7 rebound chances last game. And so far this season, he's only averaged, I believe, So far this season, he has only averaged, I believe, 8 rebound chances per game. So I think this is this line just feels a little bit inflated on Dort. He's not a high usage guy, not a guy that takes a bunch of shots. He's typically not a guy that rebounds the ball much as well. And this is also a game that has a lot of blowout risk. If you look right now, the Thunder, they're favored by 14.5 at home against the Pelicans. Obviously, the Pelicans are really injury depleted right now. They don't have CJ. They don't have Zion. Nobody would be surprised if this game turned into a blowout and Lou Dort only plays 25 or 26 minutes, something like that. So there's a lot of ways that we can cash this under here on Lou Dort, and this is an under that I do like for Wednesday. So that's going to be our second prop for this Wednesday slate, and then the third and final prop that I like is going to be a prop on Victor Wembanyama, and I like him for more than 23.5 points. So if you look through Wemby's game log this season, there's been a lot of inconsistency with Wemby this year. He's had some games where he's gotten, he had 29 points in their second game of the season against Houston, but then he only had 14 and then 6. Then he had 25 against Utah, but then only 17 against Minnesota. And then 24 against the Clippers, then only 15, 12, and then last 2 games, 24 and 34. His 34 points last game were a season high. So the scoring has started to spike back up for Wemby. And Wemby is a guy that does, take a lot of shots. He's a high usage player. So far this season, leading the team in usage rate, or actually Devin Vassell is leading the team in usage rate in the 2 games he's played. But I would expect as the season progresses, you're going to see Wemby lead this team in usage rate. But this season, Wemby 28.5% usage rate, second highest on the team behind Devin Vassell. And even with Devin Vassell back, now Devin Vassell has played limited minutes off the bench the last 2 games. I assume that's going to continue for the next few games as he kind of works his way back from injury. But even with Devin Vassell back over the last 2 games, Wemby has still had a high usage rate, 30% usage rate over their last 2 games. So it's not like he's really, ceded usage to Vassell. And if you look at his shot attempts, he's still been taking a ton of shots. He took 15 shots against Utah. He took 22 shots against the Kings last game. And I think one of the reasons that Wemby's scoring has been down this year is because he has shot the ball really inefficiently from 3. So I'm going to take a look at his averages. So let's see. Wemby averages. Because I know I was looking at some stats on Wemby a few days ago because I took an over on him in my Patreon. And I wanted to say he was shooting the ball really inefficiently from 3. So last season, Wemby shot 32% from 3 last season. This season, 31%. I think his 3-point percentage has spiked back up because of their last 2 games. He has started to shoot the ball better from 3 against Utah. In that recent game, he shot let's see. Yeah, he shot 6 for 9 from 3 against Utah. And then last game against Sacramento, he shot 6 for 12. But prior to his last 2 games, he was shooting the ball really, really poorly from 3. Obviously, that's something that can come and go, 3-point shooting. But Wemby last season was a decent 3-point shooter. He's a guy, though, that really can dominate around the rim. We all know this. He's massive. The dude's 7'5" or something like that. He's almost unguardable around the rim. And the Wizards are a team that really struggle around the rim. They give up a lot of points in the paint. Last season, they were tied with the Pacers for most points in the paint allowed. So far this season, they're bottom 10 in the league in terms of giving up points in the paint. So this is a really, really good matchup for Wemby. The Wizards also play at a fast pace. They don't really play much defense. Last season, the Wizards played at the fastest pace in the league and had the 3rd worst defensive rating. So far this season, the Wizards are playing at the 4th fastest pace in the league, and they have the 3rd worst defensive rating. So this matchup, you can check pretty much every box here for the matchup. The usage is starting to kind of tick back up for Wemby. He's starting to shoot the ball better from 3. It's a great matchup for him to be able to dominate around the rim, which is where he's really good at. The Wizards just don't have anyone. I mean, they have Alex Sarr, who is a big guy, but Alex Sarr is a rookie, and he is very inexperienced when it comes to guarding someone like Wemby. So I expect Wemby to have a lot of success in this matchup, and I like him for more than 23.5 points. So these are 3 early plays, guys, that I like for Wednesday's NBA slate. We're going to roll with Goga Bitadze, going back to the well on Goga, even though he let me down Tuesday. Going to take him for more than 16.5 points plus rebounds. Taking Lou Dort for under or less than 18.5 points plus rebounds. And Victor Wembanyama for more than 23.5 points. So, yeah, guys, we got 3 early plays for Wednesday. Again, I'm recording this video on Tuesday night. Typically, record these videos the night before, so these are kind of some early plays I like, looking at the board the night before. But as always, I do give out more Prizepicks plays. I give those out on Patreon. So if you guys do want to check out the Patreon, see all that we have to provide over there, all that I do have to offer, you can check that out. Linked down below in the description. Give out Prizepicks plays there. Sometimes I'll give out plays for other DFS sites like Underdog, Sleeper, and I'm also posting sportsbook bets on Patreon. So, like money lines, spreads, other player props, alt lines, stuff like that. I'm posting those on Patreon as well. So you can check all that out, linked down below in the description if you are interested. But good luck on the slate, guys. Thanks as always for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.